All right, penny stock billionaires. A lot of exciting action in the market today. We're talking about Siyata. We're talking about lottery. We got Kevin Hawthorne, our good friend Kevin Hawthorne from the other channels from Lakeland, Florida. Kevin, welcome to the program. Let me address this first. Reza is asking the lottery. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I just saw this report. Look, these short reports. This happens all the time, guys. If you read the book, again, I'm not here to plug the book, but if you had read 10 Bagger Blueprint, this is what we talk about in 10 Bagger Blueprint. There's a chapter, the path to 10x. I have a video also on TikTok. We've got videos here. Every stock, well, not every stock, but a lot of times, it's not a straight path to the moon. There's ups and downs, right? One of the things we almost always expect at some point, if something really has a lot of volume, short attacks. I just took a look at this report. It's a lot. It seems to me like mostly bullshit. Look, this company was a turnaround story. Okay, it's a turnaround story. It's got new management. This is a whole new thing. There's probably a lot of baggage from what it was a couple of years ago. I don't know the details of it. I got to look at it, but my understanding is that there's a lot of baggage from previous thing. That's why the stock was $1 billion valuation. You know, what is it? 3 years ago, whenever the IPO was. Today, it's 20 million. That's the opportunity. And by the way, again, if you read the book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, click the like, subscribe button. If you read 10 Bagger Blueprint, you read the book, you know, you got to buy these things when they're ugly. That's the opportunity. You buy ugly, sell pretty. When everything is beautiful, it's overpriced. So that is the answer to your question. But look, we're going to address that in maybe the next day or so. I got to look at the full details of the report. I just looked at it briefly. This is very, very typical, very, very typical of you know what we see. So nothing I would get excited about. We've had this before. Look, one of our stocks that you see here at the bottom, Nextech, had the same thing, exact same thing happen to them. We got started with Nextech when it was like, I don't know, 50 cents. You know, stock started going to like $1.50. I think it was $2. There was a short report from the Hindenburg Research. Anybody remember Hindenburg Research? So, you know, we put out a whole reaction to that. And, you know, the stock dropped because, you know, what these guys do is they short a stock first. They short the stock first, okay? And then they put out the report. I mean, it's a fast way to make money, okay? I mean, shit, I should do that maybe. But that is, here we go. We got the chart for lottery. Look, you can see it's under pressure. It's dropping below the moving average. We've got support coming up. Frankly, I would wait till it blows over. Look, the stock, the trend right now, if you look at this, I'm just showing you the chart for a lottery. The trend basically is up. Now, look, it's, you know, you have this kind of pennant forming. So we're going to see what happens in the next day, couple of weeks. But right now, this thing is forming a pennant. Which way it breaks out, we don't know. Again, it could break out to the downside. We don't know. I think it's breaking out to the upside. Look, again, these short reports that you see, it's typical market. I don't want to say market manipulation, but it is market manipulation. It is market manipulation what these guys do. They short a stock, then they put out these reports to make you panic. And by the way, just so you know, I was doing the live stream yesterday on TikTok. This is what happened. I was doing a live stream yesterday on a lottery on TikTok. All of a sudden, the live stream got suspended by TikTok. All of a sudden, like halfway. And you guys, if any of you guys were watching, it got suspended all of a sudden. I don't know if it got suspended on your end, but on my end, I got a notice it's suspended. I find out, and like, you know, they don't tell you what. I think it's these guys. This is it. They were getting squeezed. So what happened was these guys were getting squeezed. They probably contacted, you know, TikTok saying, oh, it's a scam, it's this, whatever. They probably had a bunch of false reports come in on TikTok. And that's why it got suspended. But look, it's pure market manipulation by these Oregano Rock guys or whatever it is. It's a total scam. Basically, these guys are trying to steal your money. We're talking about these short sellers. That's what's going on. But first, let me talk about Siyata. So I would pay no attention to it, but they are trying to push this thing down. Look, this thing has been through, you know, a lot of stuff. Anyway, we're gonna talk about lottery in a little bit. I want to focus on Siyata right now. Why? because this thing, the reason I'm doing the live stream is this thing could be on the verge of breaking out right now. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Could be on the verge of breaking out. So I just want to show you this chart pattern. What you see here is kind of like, and for some reason I can't draw with this thing. I can't draw on the screen, but you got this pennant forming, and you got technically it's called a cup and handle formation. On the left side, I don't know why they call it a cup and a handle. I guess this is the handle. On the right side, the cup, whatever. Okay. I get it. That's the cup and the handle. Okay. So basically, what you saw happen this morning is this, right? You had, of course, going back, you had this gap up. You had the crazy gap up, which created this very unstable situation. Then, of course, you had the gap down. Let me go back to the daily chart. This is why I do. This is why I do the 4 hour. This is why I do the 4 hour, because this stock, I don't know. By the way, if you look at the chart, at the all-time history of the chart, I mean, it goes to like, I think it goes to like $1 million or something crazy like that. This is going as far back as 70. There's been reverse splits, whatever. Look, as I always say, the past is not the history, the future. The past is not the future. The past is not the future. So here's what happened. We're looking at the 4 hour chart. You had this gap up. Anytime you have this type of gap up, it creates a lot of instability in the market. And always these gaps, almost always these gaps are filled. And what happened is you had this crazy move up. It went to $9. Then it gaps down. Was it Tuesday? Was it Monday or Tuesday? It gaps down. And then we've been repairing the damage to the chart for the last, couple of days. Now, here's the key thing you got to understand. The volume on the gap down, look at the volume. You see that? Look at the volume. What's the volume? Much lower. That's the key thing you got to understand. The volume when the stock dropped was much lower than when it went up. When the thing went up, you had 100 million share day. Okay, you had 100 million share day. Okay, you had 100 million share day, and it went up huge. Right? It went up from like 6 to 9. What a crazy move. On the downside, it only dropped 35% on like a lousy 18 million shares. That means it was mostly panic selling by a few people. Most of the people are holding on. That's what's going on. So what that means, what that is telling us is that the trend is still to the upside. Again, it's something I talk about in the book, 10 Bagger Blueprint. Why is this getting blurry? I don't know why it's getting blurry on the screen. We got to do this like this. Okay. 10 Bagger Blueprint. Okay, guys, get the book on Amazon. The links are, well, in the video description or whatever. And we're going to be doing a video course because a lot of you guys don't read. So we're going to be doing a video course probably, we're going to be starting maybe next week or so. Let's see here. Yeah. So we're going to be starting that in a week or so. So we'll explain how all this works. But basically, the bottom line is the Siyata trend is very bullish. Why? Why is it bullish? The stock is going up on high volume. Again, volume precedes price action. That's the market's tell. It's kind of like a poker tell. If you're playing poker, you see if somebody's, they're like, if they're nervous or whatever, they blink their eyes, like whenever they're bluffing, whatever it is, it tells, right? The volume is the market's tell. It tells you where the trend is really going. So when this thing is going up, the volume is huge. The volume has been dropped. The stock has been dropping on low volume. To us, that means that the trend is going up. Now, look, we're forming again. This is the 4 hour chart. We're forming a pennant. So this should be breaking out to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. Again, we got a live stream with the CEO next week. Let's zoom in. Is this going to let us zoom in here? It's not. Okay, we're doing the 5-minute chart. Oh, look at this. I'm going to put out another video. I got a video. I did it earlier. Okay, the whole point of the market is basically the market's job. The job of the market is to humiliate investors. And I'm on the opposites. Okay, so basically, the market is embarrassing me in real time. I'm talking about the breakout, and somebody must be, there must be some short sellers that are having some fun because somebody just dumped a bunch of stock. Like you're seeing this, right? Somebody just, how much was this? I can't tell. I can't tell what the volume is. Somebody just, there was a short, some shorts probably came in. Again, look, the shorts are battling it out. The longs and shorts are battling it out as they're battling it out. And what's happened is, I bet somebody's watching this in real time because these guys, listen, they got plenty of money. They're freaking shit. Let's short the stock. Let's see if we can create panic in the market or whatever, right? Because they know there's a lot of eyes on the stock. They're trying to create panic. But this is exactly what happens, right? Look, guys, if this was easy, if stocks just went to the moon, yeah, exactly. Look, I mean, literally, that's the job of the market to humiliate investors. Just when you're confident or whatever it is, that's the job. Is the market is to make you humble. By the way, if you get the book, I got the chapter, The Path to 10x. Everybody thinks the path to moon is straight line. This is the real path to moon. It's ups and downs. That's the way it works. You got to trust the process. Trust the process. That is the way it is. That is the way it is. Anyway, so otherwise, the stock was ready to break out. Now it's getting pushed down. I think now it's going back. Okay, it's bouncing up and down. I don't even know what's going on here. Let's see what is. So somebody. Okay, this is definitely somebody who's definitely like okay. Here, what's going on is look, short sellers, market makers. They know all about this. They know the same thing we're looking at. Especially if I'm talking about it, they know that there's literally thousands of people watching these moving averages. They're watching these key levels. This is not a secret. This stuff is not a secret. So they know, okay, this is where the stops are in the market because probably a lot of day traders are trading this and they put their stop. They put their stop right. They put their stop right, below the moving average. That's where their sell stop is, okay? And these guys, they run those stops. They run those stops, get you to panic, and then they cover, okay? Unless we get a bunch of, people start buying, and that pushes it back up. But it is what it is. By the way, I am fine. I do not blame short sellers. I love short sellers. Short sellers, day traders, all good for the market. They bring price discovery. They bring liquidity. Yeah, it's all good. It is all good. Price discovery is good for the market. And look, at the end of the day, the stock will trade at its fair value one way or the other, right? Now, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these guys, who knows? Listen, right now we're talking about Siyata. We'll get to the lottery next. But this thing basically, I mean, this is a beauty. I mean, really, this thing was ready to break out. I'm talking about the moving average, and literally, as I'm talking about it, some guy comes in basically just as an FU and dumps 100,000 shares. But listen, there's always what we call the short squeeze. And let me tell you something, my friends. Next week, we got the CEO of Core Gaming coming on. And let me tell you what the thesis is. What I told you, here's why this thing should be worth $15-20 a share minimum. Again, the story is this. This is the thesis. Siyata is merging with Core Gaming. Core Gaming, AI gaming company, generating $80 million in revenues. Now, what are these gaming companies worth? Take a look at App 11. App 11. Let's pull up App 11. App 11. By the way, App 11 is down today, but App 11, $119 billion market cap. 119 billion market cap. What's their revenues? Their revenues are $5 billion. So they're valued roughly 20-25x. 20 to 25 times revenues, okay? 20 to 25 times revenues, right? So I believe, okay, again, based on the comps, Siyata should be trading at, let's say 10 times revenues. Let's say half that. It's not going to be 20 times. Let's be conservative. Let's be realistic, right? Let's be realistic. It's going to be 10 times revenues because, again, it's a new company to the market. It's new to the market. People need to see a track record. They're not going to get the big institutions on board until they have a couple of quarters, under their belt. It is what it is. So that's fine. Sold early this morning. Buy again. Yeah. Hey, you do you. You do you. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. Anyway, here's what's going on. So basically, look, if this thing is trading at a valuation of 10 times revenues plus Siyata Mobile has. So you talk about $100 million combined revenues by next year, right? 100 million. Things should be at 10x revenues, $1 billion valuation. Siyata is going to have roughly 10%, possibly more. Again, depending on where the deal works out, because they may actually get more depending on where the stock is. It could be as high as 20%, right? Maybe even a little bit more. So you're talking about $100 million, maybe 200 million. That's going to be your share of this, right? Okay. And what's the valuation of Siyata right now? What is the valuation of Siyata right now? Let me take a look. What is Yahoo telling us? What is Yahoo telling us is the valuation? 24 million. 24 million is the current valuation of Siyata. So again, what's the delta between 24 million, where the stock is right now, and 100 million plus? Roughly 4x. So we're talking about $25 a share is where it should be, okay, based on the merger. Now, that's going to happen as we get closer to the date. So what is going on as in real time? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? 647. What is going on here? Huge. Wow, there was a huge dump here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. 647, big drop. Is the stock halted? Somebody said it's halted. How could the stock be halted? Hang on a second. Let me take a look at something. No, let me see something here. Why is the stock halted? I'm not getting any news here. Halted. Why is it halted? Why is it halted? Why is it halted? I have no idea. No idea. But somebody dropped this thing hard. Wow, somebody dropped this thing hard. Very, 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 very strange. Very strange. Okay. There you go. There you go. That's the market's job to keep you humble, Oh my God. Wow. What a great way to start off a chart stream when a stock gets dropped and something is halted. Okay. Here we go. Lottery, $1.54. This is below the moving average here on the 1 minute chart. And this is getting attacked by short sellers. Well, guys, listen, if this stuff was easy, everybody would be a billionaire. Okay. Because look, the basics of it are pretty simple, right? You got moving averages. Why is the stock halted? Hold down. What the hell happened there with Siyata? I don't know. I don't have. I'm using a basic. I'm using Yahoo here. Basic info. Resume price. What the hell happened? I have no idea. Okay. Let me know when it's back on, because right now I'm looking at only at one screen here. Okay. Wow. Okay. Market manipulation, Mo. Okay. Market manipulation. Holy shit, that's a crazy gap. That's market manipulation, basically. Short sellers. I mean, we're getting attacked by the short sellers. We're getting attacked by the short sellers. Look, guys, this is unbelievable. This is like literally the #1 channel right now. Nobody has had stocks going to the moon like this channel, okay? And also our penny stock billionaire channel right here on TikTok, okay? Because think of it, we had $1 billion in trading on Siyata the other day. $1 billion, literally. That's a lot for something that was a penny stock the other day. It went from $1.37 to there we go. There we go. We got the explanation here. Triggered extreme price volatility. Okay. Okay, there we go. C++. Hang on a second. Oh, you know what we got? Here's what we got. Here's what we got. Maybe we'll get a special guest on. Special guest. We can pop on the live stream. Special guest to pop on the live stream. Is this on? Okay, you can hop on the live stream. Okay. Crazy. I've never had that happen, actually. I've never had a hold like that with an American stock like that. Shit, I've never seen that. But look, this just tells you how powerful the stock is. It tells you how powerful this thing is, because what's happened is, look, this thing literally traded $1 billion on when? What is it? On Monday, Tuesday, right? 100 million shares at $9. Crazy. Crazy. We're getting massive use. Okay, lottery's running. We got the lottery on the screen here. Lottery's on the screen. Let's at least have some. Let's at least have some good news. Okay, this thing is breaking out. Okay, guys, watch this. Break out into the close. 5 minutes in, breaking out above the moving average. Buy orders coming in. Okay, let's watch this. Let me know when the other one opens up again. That is crazy. That is crazy. Did Siyata open? That is the craziest thing I've seen. But that's the idea. The idea is the market is here to shake you out. No. Okay. By the way, from my understanding, of this thing with the Hudson, it's an equity line of credit which is limited to a couple 100,000 shares. The reality is they can only do like a couple 100,000 a week. So it's very limited. It's not look, you got to understand these equity lines of credit, when companies file these registration statements, whatever, it has a huge number. No CEO in their right mind is going to do it, because first of all, the funds, they don't let them do it. Okay, it's called a shelf registration. So these guys register, like I think a lottery were saying, oh yeah, we're going to raise $250 million, blah blah blah. It's limited by by how much you can actually do with the volume, everything else. Nobody raises $250 million when a stock is it doesn't happen. It's a shelf registration. In theory, we've never seen actually that type of thing happen. Resumption. Oof. Oh, they're gonna kill this thing. Resumption is 4 o'clock. After hours? Are you kidding me, guys? Don't panic. I say seriously. The after hours. I always say, do not trade after hours. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do, but the after hours, 647 resumption price. I have no idea. Okay, I don't know. Look, this is the drama. This is part of the action. Look, this is like I know you guys love the drama. The reality is, this is part of the. It's not boring. This is not boring. Okay, this is definitely not boring. Anyway. Back to lottery. Lottery looks like it's breaking out. We got a short attack. Lottery got a short attack. Now this thing is breaking out. This report by the Regano Right guys is a bunch of bullshit. Okay, excuse my language. We've had this happen with our stocks before, and when the truth comes out, the shorts get squeezed, because what happened is they basically trying to manipulate the market. Look, the easiest thing to do in the world is a short attack, because what you do is you short the stock, you build a huge position, and then you got to put out that report and get everybody to panic. And what you do is you throw mud at the stock, you make allegations, possibly the company may have this, that, blah blah blah. This happened. This is always the case. And by the way, lottery.com had baggage in the past, not what these guys are talking about. Again, that was a stock that had $1 billion valuation. You had major institutions involved, right? It's not getting, major institutions aren't getting involved in a scam. They did their due diligence, right? So the company has been going through a turnaround. That's what's been going on. So lottery has been getting attacked by these shorts. This guy's like trying to take over. A lot of drama. So keep an eye on this. But again, you don't have the upside. The only time you ever get a 10 bagger is, okay, look at this. The only time you ever get a 10 bagger is there we go, boom. The trend, okay, the trend in lottery, if you look at this, we got a pennant formation which wants to break out. This thing wants to break out. Did Siyata resume? Ooh, I don't even want to see where it is. How do they resume? How do they resume Siyata after hours? That's the dumbest thing to do. They halted. Okay. Holy shit. It's the craziest thing. I don't get after hours. I don't get after hours. Oh, I see what they try to do. There was a market manipulation. Okay, guys, I say never trade. I say never trade after hours. I'm giving an excuse. I'm giving an excuse. This one, I think you're safe. Again, no buy sell recommendation. This is not a buy recommendation. What I am saying is this thing got whacked. It got manipulated, and I think if you come in right here, this thing should be good. I think we got manipulated by shorts. I think this thing got manipulated by shorts. Somebody whacking the stock just for fun, for shits and giggles. I think that's what it is. I think somebody was having fun. You saw the dump. Somebody dumped 150,000 shares. Okay, Mo, man of the hour. Okay, top right, extend. There we go. I'm using the setting. Look at this, Mo, the man of the hour. Where's my extended hours? Oh, there we go. Look at this. We're back. Is this live? Is this live? Is this the extended hours or no? Hang on a second. There we go. There we go. Okay, guys. Buy the dip. No. I'm not saying anything. I'm not giving any advice. Some advice. But if this was the real chart, you could see what's going on here. You're going to have like a V shape. I believe we're going to have like a V shape over here. But again, very illiquid. How much volume is here? Not a lot. Again, the after hours is like the Wild West. We got the Wild West. We got the Wild West. The Wild West here. Yeah, I think actually this might be good in after hours, but please don't make it gap up. please, no gaps. Yeah. Anyway, look, before we got rudely interrupted by short sellers, we had a beautiful cup and handle. We had a beautiful cup and handle formation happening on the right side. The thing was ready to explode. It was teeing up, and then somebody dropped this thing. So I'm not saying anything. We don't give advice on the show. I'm not a registered investment advisor. We're in the stock promotion business only. Okay, this is paid content, not investment advice. I'm not a broker dealer, not an investment advisor. I'm in the entertainment service business. Okay, we're providing here entertainment value. This is financial entertainment. That's what this is. Okay, don't think of it as anything else. It's basically, and especially after hours trading is basically for degenerates. Just, guys who do sports betting or whatever. I mean, that's what this is. After hours is not real. This is like, crazy stuff. My bet is that, excuse me, my bet is it goes up. My bet would be that this thing closes the gap because this thing got dropped hard. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get people to panic. So I don't know. Mo, I don't know. What do you think? You think what would you be a buyer here? You seem to know what you're doing. Let's see. What's your opinion? Leave your comments below. Hang on a second. Let's see what's lottery doing. How are we doing? Okay, lottery is okay. $1.60. Maybe the lottery could run. All right, this was guys, look, anything can happen live, right? This is the fun of when doing this type of live stream, because this is not, listen, this is like live content. I mean, this could be very embarrassing, right? I'm giving you kind of the thing, and if the thing goes against me, I got like egg on my face here. Egg on my face, and this is exactly what happened. Yeah, I would say so. All right, we're okay. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what's going to happen. Look, the reality of the stock. Okay, let's look at the big picture, because forget about this day trading bullshit here. Okay, I got to get rid of this after hours thing here. Hang on a second. Okay, if you look at this, let me show you the candle, because the candle. A lot of you people like candles. This is super bullish over here. Super bullish. Again, you had a breakout on a huge volume on the breakout. The sell-off was very light. Today, actually, we had some lower volume. What's the volume today? How much volume do we have today? How much? Oh, this is a 4-hour chart. How much volume was there today? Let's go back. Let's do the stupid thing here. I'm using Yahoo. 25 million shares. Oh, excuse me. Shit. 50 million shares. 50, half 100. Okay. 50 million shares of volume. That's a lot of volume. Okay. That is massive volume. Let's go back. Is it showing me the day here? Is it showing me the day? 50 million. Yeah, it is showing. Okay. Okay, it is showing. Okay, let me go back to like a normal mode here. Let me go back to okay. So anyway, look, again, it's going back up on higher volume. Now look, we are below the moving average on that. That's the 200. That is the 200, and we got stopped there in the real time on when was that? Monday. Was it Monday, right? Monday. Hang on a second. By the way, I just like normal charts. Let me go back to this. Let me go back to the daily. Okay. Okay, look at this. Do you see what's going on here? Look what happened. Remember I told you about watch this level, 833, I think 850 is the level. Where's the moving average? Okay, so the moving average was at that level. Oh shit, look at that. It dropped. Okay. So what happened is the moving average, that 200-day moving average, that is key resistance. That is key resistance on the stock. And what happened? Remember I told you, watch that moving average. If it breaks out, this thing is going to go to the moon. I'm not the only person who's watching this. There's short sellers. There's also very sophisticated traders watching this. And when they see the stock going up against that moving average, a lot of them will short the stock because they know it's hard to break through. But if it breaks through, it goes bananas. If you get like a high conviction close, like imagine this. Look, if on Monday, on the 20th, if Siyata would have closed at, let's say, 890 or something like $8.75, $9 during the normal session. If we closed at $9 during the regular session, the thing would have gone to the moon the next day. Okay, it went to 920 after hours. Okay, because the thing triggered, but then the after hours thing is very wonky. And look what happened today. I was not paying attention because I was doing the live stream with lottery, but it broke through again. This thing, look at this. It keeps pushing up against that moving average. Siyata keeps trying to break out of that moving average. Today, it made a higher breakout. See, look at this. It penetrated deeper. It penetrated deeper into enemy territory. Guys, think of it this way. This is enemy territory. Beyond the 200-day moving average is the enemy territory. And if you get the high conviction, you get the blitzkrieg thrust into enemy territory, you gain ground at $9. You're going to hold that ground. Okay, it's kind of like the war in Ukraine right now. You got trench warfare, right? They're trying to seize territory, right? Same thing with a stock. The war and trading is exactly the same thing. This chart is telling you what's going on. This thing wants to go higher. Siyata wants to go high. It broke through that 200-day moving average, but it wasn't able to hold it. Okay, so in other words, it's kind of like, the Russians or the Ukraine. I think it's the Russians. They're breaking through the Ukrainian lines, but they can't hold. They can't hold the ground, or whatever it is. Vice versa. Whatever. Same thing. Trench warfare. So the stock is trying to break out, but it's having a hard time. It's not easy. Guys, if this was easy, you'd all be billionaires, okay? You'd all be billionaires. Brian, great question. First of all, I am promoting this for a check. 100% everything is fully disclosed, okay? This is paid content. Do I know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Everybody says, they always say, oh, this guy got lucky. Oh, he was lucky. All those stocks that went up 10x. Oh, he got lucky. This, that, whatever. Oh, the book. Oh, it's always luck. You know, it's interesting. When I'm involved with a stock, it's usually going up. By the way, if you look at those stocks, those are some of the stocks that we've had that went up 10x. I don't talk about the doubles, the triples, the five baggers. I don't talk about that. I don't consider that winning. I only consider 10 baggers. Okay. By the way, full disclosure for Brian, when I get involved with a stock, when the Wall Street Reporter gets involved with a stock, the goal is 10x. Once a stock is a 10 bagger, we're done. I move on to the next thing. I mean, literally, I just move on because I'm just not interested in, I'm not interested in watching, whatever. I'm interested in the action, okay? I'm a degenerate like a lot of you day traders, except I'm not a day trader. We all have but this is my sick thing, okay? I have the sick thing where I like to help stocks go up. I like to take stocks which are undervalued and get them exposed to massive investor audiences. Look, I'm basically a frustrated lawyer. Maybe I should have been a lawyer, but look, when I see a client that's innocent, I have to tell the story. I have to tell the jury this client is innocent. This guy cannot go to death row. Okay, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Remember that. Okay, if the glove don't fit. So look, bottom line is this: I look for stories which have 10x upside potential. And I've produced more 10 baggers than anybody else on Wall Street. Now, do I know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Did I get lucky? I don't know. Who knows? Look, I don't know. Look, we had Siyata went up 500%. I mean, lottery doubled. Our next stock is probably going to double. The third stock we're going to have, next month is probably going to double right out of the gate. What you do is up to you. I never give buy, sell advice. I'm not that smart. But anyway, FanDuel. Hey, this is financial entertainment, okay? Look, some people are into sports betting. Others bet on Robinhood. I don't know what. I don't care. Listen, it's all good. Siyata. That's right. It went up. Oh, is it 650? See, I'm not that good at math. So we introduced Siyata, I think, at $1.20 or something like that. So what's the math? Is it $9? I should take credit for that. $9. By the way, guys, click the link. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please upvote the live stream so we make the algorithm on YouTube go crazy. I mean, this channel should have we should have 1 million subscribers. On this channel, literally, we've made people literally billionaires. I'm not exact. Okay, that's an exaggeration. Okay. But literally, we've made people multi-millionaires. Like there was kids who write me thank you letters on my site, 10 Bagger Blueprint. They write me thank you letters, testimonials, saying what do you call it? Saying, oh, thank you. I turned $2,000 into $1 million. By the way, we have a video. If you go on the Penny Stock Billionaire channel or this channel or the Wall Street Report, there's an old video. I think we called him, there was a kid in Vancouver. But the way he did it, this kid is a degenerate. This kid started with $2,000. What do we call him? He started with $2,000. He's living in his parents' basement. And he bought one of our stocks. I think it was CloudMD. And it went up like 5x. He took that money. He parlayed it. He parlayed 3 times in a row. Okay. He parlayed in our stocks 3 times in a row. And he hit. Okay. He missed out, though, on the big one. He parlayed like a couple of 5 baggers and 10 baggers. We had like a hot streak where we had like one after the other, boom, 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 5x, 10x. It was like a money machine, right? And then he missed out on one which went up 50x. It went from a nickel to 250. I think maybe he got part of it or something. He missed out on one of them, but he basically turned $2,000 into $1 million, over $1 million. Now, did he keep it? I think he lost. I think he gave back a lot of it, but it's okay. Listen, he was living in his parents' house. He had free rent. So Again, the video is somewhere here on our channel, on one of the old videos. We got a lot of videos here. We got a lot of videos. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. By the way, guys, if I made you money, look, please don't thank me. I don't need, like, people send me thank you letters. I get gifts. I don't want thank. Listen, I'm getting paid to do this. This is paid content, right? If you want to thank me, you want to send a token of appreciation, do me one favor. Send subscribers to the channel or reshare the content, share the content, press the like button, click the upvote button, get the book on Amazon. And by the way, some of you are not going to read it. Get the book. It's 18 bucks on Amazon. Get the book on Amazon, 10 bagger blueprint, okay? And leave a review. Just leave a review. You don't even have to buy the book. Leave a review. I just want to get the book to be #1 on Amazon. We were #1 a while back, like when the book first came out. Now the book dropped down, and all of a sudden the book has been surging. It's been surging on the Amazon charts. The book has been surging on the Amazon charts. It's crazy. Hang on a second. I'm gonna do a real-time check. I think we took over. I think we took over. Hang on a second. This is crazy. Okay. 10 bagger blueprint. So I think we took. Okay, I'm gonna do a shameless plug real quick. Okay, we took over the spot from. Let's see. The #1 bestsellers are. Where is the book right now? Where is it trending? Where are we? We're number 16. Customer reviews. Okay. By the way, see this? Look, some guy's saying scammy stock swindler. Scammy stock swindler. Yeah, one of my haters. Terribly written book. Poorly considered. What kind of person uses language like that? Poorly considered. It's like saying I'm unpresidential. Trump is unpresidential. Listen, it doesn't matter how the guy speaks or poorly considered. What matters is what the guy does. Now, whether you like, you don't like, that's a different question, whatever. But listen, we made a lot of people millions of dollars. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the rankings. We got to look at the real-time rankings. We're number 16. Where is it? Hang on a second. Where is it? Shit. Where is it? Okay. Where is it? 16. Where is the bestseller books? Okay, hang on a second, guys. I'm going to go back to the charts in just a second. Let me just give me 1 second to see where I'm at. Here we go. Okay. Oh no, I'm wrong. No, it's number 36. Okay. Okay, real quick. This is the Amazon bestsellers. Where are we? So #1 is, I don't know, some book, Trading in the Zone, whatever, day trader bullshit, Charlie Munger, Market Wizards, interviews with a bunch of dummies. Look, half these guys who write these books, they're basically professional writers. They don't trade. They don't know anything. They're just, okay, Nassim Taleb, my man Nassim Taleb, who I've met, he actually autographed my book. Very funny guy. Nassim Taleb, he knows what he's talking about. Okay, Taleb knows, he's the real deal. Now, let's see where girls that invest. Best loser. Who are these losers? Okay, Buffett. Okay, where are we? Okay, a Liar's Poker. Where is 10 bagger blueprint? Did I get dropped? Oh shit, I got dropped again. Okay. So here we are. 10 bagger blueprint is number 36. But look, I'm in good company. Number 36. Yesterday I was ahead of this guy, which is the Buffett. We were ahead of the Roger Lowenstein. Roger Lowenstein, very serious guy. He's not I don't think he's an investor, is he? Market Wizards, another big, these are bestseller books. These are bestsellers. And we were ahead of them yesterday. Peter Lynch is the OG. That's the guy who created the term 10 bagger blueprint. Not blueprint, 10 bagger. I'm the guy who created 10 bagger blueprint. He's the guy that came up with the term 10 bagger. Okay, back to the program. Okay, enough with the plugs. Enough with the plugs. Okay, guys, bottom line is just do me a favor. Look, if you're making money with these stocks, I'm sure I get like emails from people saying, hey, I made like 500 grand. I made $5 grand. I made $500. It's life changing, whatever. Do me a favor. leave a review on Amazon, or share the content, share the channel, or restream, whatever it is, because we should have like literally 1 million subscribers on this channel, and we only have like not even 10,000. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe we should keep it a secret. I don't know. Anyway, bottom line is, let's go back to the channel, and I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, as I was giving you my metaphor of the breakout above the 200-day moving average, this is the key thing. I got interrupted. Sorry. Very important. So again, we broke through that level today, and it got stopped. So 791 was the level. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on the after action report. After action reports. What was it? Did I say 791? Hang on a second. Shit. What was the number? $8? Is it $8? Oh, in the 1 day. Okay, let's just say $8. So $8 is the 200 moving average. Okay, and what happened today? We hit. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on the action. What happened today? When did we hit $8? We hit 8. Wait, did this go to? Okay, we hit $8 at 10:35 a.m. 10:35 a.m. We hit $8. Oh, you know what? You know what? Oh shit! I apologize. You know what? My bad. Okay, as the kids say. You know what? Look. Okay, if you saw my thing earlier, I was doing like a video. I think I was on the Telegram, wherever I was. The stock was going to 850, or it was going to 850, and I was saying, hey guys, let it cool off, because I didn't, I don't want the stock to go bananas in one day, because it looked like it just was going to melt. Just going to have like I don't want these crazy gaps. And I thought we would hang out. Okay, I thought we would hang out in this kind of pennant where we are, like 825, whatever. And I think I said, hey guys, don't wait for a pullback. Don't chase this. Because I thought we'd have a massive breakout at the close. So maybe people paid attention. I don't want to take credit. Listen, I'm not taking credit. People paying attention, whatever. Again, I'm not giving advice, but maybe that's what did it. But you know what? This thing wanted to break out. Maybe I was the wet towel. I was the party pooper. I was probably the party pooper that said, hey, wait for it to pull back and wait for the breakout at the close. And look what happened. This is the reward I get. I was the wet blanket when it was 850 and the market throws it back in my face. I said, we're going to have a breakout at the close. I do this live stream because, hey, we're going to have a breakout. It's going to be fun. And I get a big in my face. Big things in my face. Unbelievable. That's what happened. So bottom line is, if you look at this chart, what happened was we touched that 200-day moving average in that $8 range. We actually were breaking out. So I think it's going to happen maybe tomorrow. Where are we now? Let's go to after hours. Where are we? Extended hours. Extended hours action 625. Okay, look, it's cooled down here. Not a lot of trading right now, right? People are panicked. They got chickened out. You know what happens, like Warren Buffett says, when stocks are on sale, nobody wants to buy. When stocks are on sale, nobody wants to buy. Everybody wants to buy only when they are running. Why is it? Ask Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is smarter than me. The guy can't figure it out. The guy's doing for 92 years. He's doing 94 years. Warren Buffett is doing. He still doesn't understand why this is. But people, they don't buy stocks when they're on sale. Right now, the thing is on sale, and we got catalyst next week. We got a live stream coming up next week. You're buying 700 shares. I see the gap closing tomorrow. Yeah, let's see what happens. Exactly. Let's see. Yeah, I gave you the book for free. Yeah, I'm giving you free books. Buy the book. Hey, do me a favor. Some of you guys don't even read. Buy the book, okay? When it arrives, keep it like in your car or something, right? And if you see a homeless guy, homeless guy, like, in some cities they have these squeegee guys, or guys come up to you asking for money. They put squeegee, they clean your windshield. Have the book in your car, right? Don't give the guy money. Instead of giving them, these guys are all rich, by the way. All these homeless guys are making bank. These guys, like, for example, in LA, in California, San Francisco, they're making $100 grand a year. The average homeless guy is making like $100 grand a year from money from the government, money from begging on the street, all that. They got free rent. So these guys are loaded. They're all trading stocks. I'm walking outside. I mean, I was in Marina del Rey a couple of months ago. Beautiful area. I mean, all of a sudden there's homeless tents everywhere. I'm walking past the guy. He's like in his 20s, probably, healthy. He's sitting in a tent. All these homeless guys have tents. By the way, prime location, Marina del Rey. These are all multi-million-dollar homes there now, right? Walk to the beach. This guy's sitting. He's in a tent. He's got his phone. He's watching Netflix. Maybe he's trading on Robinhood. I don't know what it is. Anyway, look, bottom line is, all these homeless guys are very wealthy. They all have phones. They all got the free phones. They all have Robinhood. Give them the book. Give them the book. So when a guy approaches you for money, what they say, if you give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, he'll be fed for life. So buy the books and give them out to homeless people. Give these books out as homeless people. That's your charity. Look, everybody should be giving charity. Whenever you make money, especially with a stock from a speculation, give some money to charity, like a worthy charity, whatever it is, a worthy organization. And this should be a worthy organization. Take the book, give it out to these homeless people, or give it to somebody, who could make money. That would be that's your philanthropy. You're a philanthropist by doing that. That is what it is. This guy made 2K. There it is. Go to Amazon now, Yaki. Go to Amazon. Put an order in for 100 books. You know what? I'll tell you what, guys. When you go to Amazon, you can buy 100 books. Literally, you can buy 100 books if you want, right? You can buy 50 books. Put an order in for, if somebody here made like 100 grand with one of these stocks, or like 50 grand, 500 grand, $1 million bucks, whatever it is, real money. Put an order in for 50 books. Okay, get the books. They're gonna show up in your house in a box, and you give them out as gifts. You give them out as gifts to all your dumb friends. All your dumb friends, when they ask, hey, how'd you pay for that Lamborghini? How'd you pay for the Lambo? The book. Okay. Here's what you do. When you drive around in your new Lambo, in your Rolls Dawn, you got the Rolls Dawn, the drop top, and you got to have the Aero cowling. Don't be cheap. When you buy the Rolls Dawn, you got to get the Aero cowling. I think it's a $30,000 upgrade, but you got to have it. Totally changes the look of the car. When you have that car, what you do is you carry these books in the back, because all these guys are going to be coming up to you, these YouTubers, these guys coming to, sir, what do you do for a living? That guy, was it Daniel Mack or something? Daniel Mack, or that other kid who does, oh, sir, boy, nice car. What do you do for a living, right? What you do is this. When one of these guys comes up to you, you're driving somewhere in your Rolls or in your Lambo, you give them the books. Say, I did it with penny stocks. Here you go. Give out the books. You buy 50 of them, keep them in the trunk of your car, give them out as gifts. There you go. This guy already wants to know. Yeah, these guys are making millions of dollars, these homeless guys. And get them on Robinhood. They're all trading on Robinhood. So give them the book. Give this book. That's your philanthropy. Don't give them money because they're going to buy drugs, okay? Or they're going to get drunk. Give them the book. That way they get educated and they'll make money. So that way they'll buy themselves a nice house, like, I don't know, in Palo Alto or something. Okay, what's next? Okay, here's what you do. Join our channel. Go to 10-Bagger Blueprint. Get access to our free email newsletter. Get access to our free email newsletter, okay? Get access to our free email newsletter, and we're going to notify also our Telegram channel. The Telegram channel is where it's at, okay? The Telegram channel is real-time. We give real-time commentary throughout the day. So, but all our links, it's a link tree. That's what it is. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, give me a second. Let me tell you. Let me give you all the links. I'm going to give you our link tree. I'm going to give you the link tree. Hang on a second, guys. 1 second. This is going to give you all the links. This is going to change your life. Okay, look in the chat. Look in the chat. Okay, that link tree, that gives you all our links for everything, for the book, the newsletter, the Telegram, the TikTok, but the main place where we give the commentary real time is Telegram. Because I'm only one person. I can't be on 20 things at once. But Telegram is very easy to use. I'm mostly on Telegram. Okay, Samer. Man, you changed my life. Thank you so much. I put 3K, made 11 grand. This guy made 11 grand. He's up triple his money. Congratulations. So listen, don't thank me because you're the one that's putting your money at risk, right? You're risking your money. But if you want to make a note of gratitude, get a book, give it out to your dumb friends so they could get rich too. Yeah. All right, there we go. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Let me go back to the charts, and I'm going to wrap it up right here. So what are we talking about? We're talking about Siyata. Look, this was a major short attack at the close. Somebody knew what they were doing. This was very, very sophisticated, very, very sophisticated. So they're very sophisticated short sellers. Watch the stock tomorrow. We're going to squeeze their balls next week. I'm telling you that. I'm making you a promise. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that we squeeze their balls so hard they'll never look at another stock again. Okay. And next week, there's major catalysts for this thing. There's going to be a massive, epic short squeeze. By the way, why do I love short sellers? Why do I love short sellers? Because they create panic buying on the way up. What do you think happened with GameStop? What do you think happens with all these stocks? What do you think happened with Bill Ackman? And anybody remember Bill Ackman, the billionaire? What happened with him? And what's the stock he lost a couple $1 billion on? It was the multi-level marketing thing. What was it? The multi-level marketing thing. Bill Ackman bet against the stock. Carl Icahn was buying it. It was what the hell is it? Anybody remember that multi-level marketing stock? Anyway, Bill Ackman, smart guy, but he was wrong. He was wrong about what the hell is it? You guys know what, it'll come to me. Anyway, but that stock, he got squeezed so hard, he lost billions of dollars. He almost went out of business. The guy almost went broke. The guy, he made it back, but Carl Icahn made billions on that short squeeze. So what will happen to Siyata tomorrow? AMC, yeah. No, it's not. It wasn't AMC, but it's very similar. So look, Siyata, I think right now, frankly, again, I don't give advice. I think there is a very good chance we go much higher tomorrow. But these guys are sophisticated. What they might want to do is they might try to push this thing down tomorrow. I don't know. So I don't want to tell you. Whatever. Buy it in the after hours. By the way, lottery looking good. Lottery wants to go higher. Look, by the way, both of these stocks actually want to go higher. Yeah, we're talking about Bill Ackman. Herbalife. Thank you, C+. Herbalife. Herbalife short position. Yeah. What happened with Herbalife? C+, tell them what happened with Herbalife. Bill Ackman got beaten so badly in that short squeeze. Was it Valiant? Valiant, he lost also. Valiant, this guy got a hit very hard. But you have to understand something. A lot of these short sellers, they're not stupid people. The short sellers they're smart. They're high IQ people. And they're very manipulative. They know how to manipulate the markets. That's why they do stuff like this where they dump a bunch of stock to create panic. They want to create panic in the market. They put out these false reports like you're seeing with this Reganarack Fugazi, these Fugazis. We're going to find these guys, these Reganarack guys. They're a bunch of Fugazis and put out a false report, smear campaign designed to create panic in the market. Just like what happened with us with, what's his name? we got attacked by Hindenburg, Little Nate, as I used to call him, Little Nate from Hindenburg, Nate Anderson, and he attacked Nextech. The stock dropped like right away, dropped 50%, but then it made it back, okay, and then it went up 10x, okay. The stock went from 50 cents when we got involved to $2. Hindenburg attacks it right around $2. It drops like $1. It was brutal for like a month or so. And then it just starts marching back up. It went to, where did we go to? $10, I think it was. No, $8, $7, but from 50 cents. Yeah, it was a 1,200%er, 1,200%er. That is what's going on. All right, thank you, Preston. I actually really appreciate it. Thank you for writing the review. Should I buy more Siyata? I don't give buy sell advice. We talked earlier about what the setup is. Lottery, we just talked about lottery. Watch the stream. I think you just joined. Watch the stream. I got a hop, but bottom line is both these stocks looking good. Again, these short guys they're definitely trying to attack these stocks. So be aware of that. We definitely saw a professional, that was like a hit. That's like a professional hit, short seller hit on Siyata. At the close, we saw one on what do you call it, on lottery. I guess it was yesterday when the stock doubled or more. These guys put out this false report. Okay, so these guys, see, we're getting massive buying power coming in, massive retail buying power. Okay, it's just like the AMC, and the GameStop thing. Very similar. I think these short guys are going to get their heads handed to them by retail buying. But look, we're going to see what happens. It's a free market. I love short sellers. I love day traders. I love everybody because it creates price discovery, creates liquidity. Let them fight it out. Whoever has the truth will win at the end of the day, right? It is what it is. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you all on the next one. See you all Tuesday, Siyata live stream next Tuesday. Stay tuned for the on Telegram channel and TikTok. All my links for the socials and for the free what do you call it is in the link tree. The link I posted there. Hang on a second. Where is it? Okay, that link. By the way, that's our other channel, which doesn't get a lot of views. Penny Stock Billionaire Gang channel. We got a bunch of videos there, old videos, whatever. And this is the main channel, Wall Street Reporter. This link that I posted in the chat that has all the links for our free newsletter, all the chat, all that stuff. All right, guys, thank you. Here's to your 100x. See you Tuesday, 12:30 Eastern time. Have a great holiday.